Alrighty, hello everyone. It is I, Ceylon Cross, your local cat slime, and I'm back after a little bit of a bumpy couple of weeks between interruptions and getting sick and a whole bunch of sturf. I am back and I am ready to play the new Pauper format that we have here. Well, not new Pauper format per se, but the new meta. We have gotten the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cards here online. And yeah, we're going to be testing out one of these today. This is White Weenie, but with Leonardo, Big Brother. For 3 mana, you get a legendary Leonardo, a 1/3 with Leonardo gets +1/+0 for each other creature you control. So already this can get pretty big in the White Weenie strat between token makers and just all the little duders that we play. But more importantly, you can pay a single white to sneak this out. So we cast it for a single white if we also return an unblocked attacker controlled to our hand. And this is going to enter tapped and attacking. So this is a different variety of ninjutsu, right? This can get people blown out like super duper easily here, right? So we're hoping that between all the creatures that we've got and the new Leonardo, that we can do some major damage here to our opponents. I summon the blue eyes, white 3/3 with vigilance and flying. Yeah, nope. Unfortunately, I do not have the Ultra Monitor. That card is absurdly expensive. Welcome in, Cloudion. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, Ultra Monitor, great card. I don't think it's necessarily overpowered for a, let's be honest, strictly made for Pauper card. Like, there's no way they would have made this if not for Pauper. But the fact that it is just so scarce to get your hands on, physically and especially digitally, is kind of a travesty, in my opinion. The fact that you can only get it out of treasure chests and prize packs online is just unforgivable. The card is currently going for like $35 to $37 US per copy online, even though the paper copy is like what, only $4, maybe $5 at tops. Not worth. I will be slowly trying to save up money for that, but I do not want to have to dump $150 on 4 pieces of pixels. Looks like my cam froze up. 1 second, guys. Doop. Let's see if this works. Yeah, there we go. I'm back. I guess the sticker shock had decided to freeze YouTube Studio. But yeah, I can't wait for that to finally settle down in price a little bit, and or just get out into the wild a little bit more. It'd be nice if they actually sold the product that it is in on the MTGO storefront, but they don't. Womp womp. In any event, we will be making do with basically every other card in the set until then. For now, we're White Weenieing it up today. Leonardo Big Brother is definitely on my short list for cards that I really like having been added to this format. The fact that it is legendary in this case does make it a lot more balanced, as opposed to the absolutely busted sort of like commander cards that they make. This being legendary means you can only have one of these on the field at any given time, and that can get pretty awesome. Yeah. With that said, even if we don't hit these 3, like the rest of White Weenie does White Weenie things here. We got Militia Bugler. Obviously, this is like the ultimate thing to balance with Leonardo, because that's just huge card advantage. But we've also got other stuff, like we can reset clue tokens, we can get more connives off of our Fiend's Informant. There's just so much we can do here. The spells package that we've got in this version, we're running the traditional 4 Battle Screech. We're running 3 main deck prismatic strands, blah, blah, blah. 3 Guardian's Pledges, and a full playset of Thraben Charms. We're also running a sweet one of Ramosian Rally. This one you don't see too often in White Weenie, but it is sort of picking up a little bit of steam. It is 3 and a white for an instant. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn, but the real text on this is if we control a plains, aka if we control a single land, we can just tap an untapped creature we control and pay this for free, essentially. Super duper good. Sideboard's a little, I wouldn't say unconventional. There's a couple choices in here. But we've got 4 Dust to Dust. Again, artifacts everywhere, especially with the Utrum Monitor being on people's radar. Dust to Dust and Affinity and other sort of artifact value engine decks. This really just needs to crush them. Journey to Nowhere is great for destroying other Leonardos, as well as Writhing Crystalli and Utrum Monitors and just any other stuff. Tellurian Terror is always there, right? Holy Light, this helps against Elves. Elves is currently quite the deck. I'm actually very happy that it is. Otherwise, if White Weenie wasn't really tickling my interest today, I would absolutely be on Elves. Elves is just hard to kill. So being able to have a one-sided wrath against them effectively is pretty good. And then we have Standard Bearer. Standard Bearer here is mainly there for Elves, but also great against things like Boggles. Patrician Scorn is also there for the Boggles sorts of matchups, right? Because this thing, I don't know why the Future Sight expansion symbol there is so large. What is going on? Hello? Future Sight, Future Sifted frame here is doing derpy things. But yeah, this is just, if we've cast a white spell, destroy all enchantments. And this is pretty good against Boggles. It's basically like, I want to pick and choose what decks I auto lose against, and I feel like Boggles is one of the ones I don't want to auto lose against. With that said, I'm not going into a league immediately. I want to test out the new meta, so I'm going to go into the 2-mans here. And we're going to just test out this deck and get a feel for how it plays and get a feel for what's out there right now. It's a whole bunch of, you know, a whole bunch of what you can say about like, it's worth talking about it, but sometimes you just gotta get in there and jam cardboard, right? All right, let me pull up our, oops, hello. There we go. Now we've got the match on here. Yeah. Ooh. There we go. All right, we won the die roll. Yes, we would like to go first. Oof. No lands. Womp womp. I'm even playing 20 lands right now, which is usually a little bit more than what people want to. I think this is great. This is a great start. We can put back the Ramosian Rally. And we've got a solid 1, 2, 3 going on here. So let's Thraben Inspector and pass. Oh, it's so nice to be back playing some Pauper. I've really enjoyed playing EDH online on Spell Table with some of the new MTG creators that I've gotten to know. It's great being able to sort of expand my horizons, both with the people that I can have content with, but also just like, oh, please don't force spike me. Are you force spiking me? Mental note. Okay. I kind of expected that. Ooh, Ice Tunnel. So we're on the demure version. That's totally fine. But it's so great to be able to play like the other very big format that I am super into. I mean, I have been into EDH and Commander so much more, or so longer than Pauper. But it's great to be able to play both formats now, essentially whenever I want. Let's see here. Do I want a Boogler or do I want to Inspector? I think I'm gonna Buggle. Thought Scour. Ooh, there goes a Snuff Out. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we unfortunately completely whiffed. But I'm actually kind of okay with that. I do kind of want to draw a land. I have a feeling, what is it? They could jam a Gurmag here. They don't. This is only during the declare blockers step, right? Yeah. I assume they have some sort of interaction here. They're going to snuff out our core Skyfisher. I cannot do that, right? Yep. That's fine. This one might be counterspell? No. Fascinating. Alright, well, I will replay the Thraben Inspector. See if they get me now. They don't. Cool. Alright, so in this coming turn, we get to potentially draw a card, or draw an additional card, get Leonardo in there, bouncing one of our value cards back to our hand. Alright, so they're really churning through their deck right now. They've got a regular island on the way. There's the first terror. And only terror, apparently. They also did not play? No, they did play the island. Okay. Oh, that's very nice. Alright, so we have bum 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 bum. I think this is fine. Counterspelled it. Okay. Do I care about exiling their graveyard now? I think I do. It's bad enough that they have a 5/5 I have to deal with here. One, two, three, four, five. Hardcast Lorien revealed. Makes sense. Let's get in there. I think that's fine. Little Battle Screech. I think that's pretty good. They know our final card in hand if they were keeping track, which again is totally fine. Sneaky Snacker. Okay. Again, I don't think that's really a problem. Thought Scour. Counterspell, Thought Scour is a 1, 2, 3 total cards. Not enough to terror currently. Go ahead and put that down. Crack a clue. And I'll crack another clue. Okay. Let's crack on in. The crack on. It's a serpent. I know what I mean. All right, so they have that. Let's go ahead and play a Thraben Inspector. Definitely not a juicy target to counter, so I'm okay with this. With a Brainstorm, they can return back their Sneaky Snacker. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they can cast Terror for 3 mana? Probably more. And a Thought Scour. Sure. 2 lands. Murmuring Mystic. Very interesting. Cool. All right. What do I want to do here? I could Core Skyfisher. They probably have Counterspell, which gets them a flyer, which can block. As it stands, let's see here. So they block or block. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4 total going in there. They definitely cast 1, but they would have to cast 2. Do they have Thought Scour and Mental Note or whatever other like 1-drops? I think we just go all out. If we lose the Militia Bugler, so be it, but we got to make sure they have 2 spells. Abandoned attachments. Sure. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yes. Yes. Die? Okay, we did win. Huzzah. I do like Journey Nowheres. That's always great. Strands could be nice. I don't think Rally's doing much for us. Are veterans really doing anything for us, though? That's the big question here. There are flyers. I think I will shave 1 pledge. Them charms are nice. Kind of like the idea of a strands too, so maybe we'll just do remove the pledges. No, that seems weird. Just kind of lower our curve a bit. Yeah, we'll do that. Well, Battle Screech, not Battle Screech is still fine. Even if they counter it, we can flash it back. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's get back our card preview. Bing. Go. All right, this unfortunately is like a whole bunch of nothing. But it could be decent enough. Let's keep. At least it's not like a league where we have money and prizes on the line, essentially, so. Run the draw. Already looking pretty good. Let's get a veteran down. We'll start gaining that incremental life advantage. They will probably mental note or thought scour here. Oh, counterspell and abandon attachments. Good that they got rid of a counterspell. Can't imagine too much more that they're going to do here. Oh, they just snuffed that out immediately? That is aggressive. Sure. I will Luminous Phantom and save my cards. I'm assuming another mental note. Brainstorm. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this coming turn, they can just slam a terror. Snacker. Another mental note. Interesting. Okay. So they get back a sneaky snacker, which I think I'm okay with so far. They've certainly binned a lot of action. And I certainly don't mind us getting some card advantage here. I always love the fact that they play like a 1 of the regular and a 1 of the snow land. Abandoned attachments. Yes, you may. Wow. Spell pierces, counter spells. They are just trying to get some sort of threats here, it looks like. So not leaving up mana for interaction. Unless they're just really land screwed. I guess they're really land screwed. Wow. Let's go ahead and put that on the Phantom. Shall we? Yes. Let's crack a clue token. That's also pretty good. All right, we are winning the race. Currently. All right, Lauren revealed. So here's my question. Why would they not do that on their 4th turn to guarantee a land drop? Because they could still bluff like a 1 mana interaction. Arms of Hadar. Creatures target player controls get -2/-2. Okay, so Strands doesn't do anything about that. But I do gain back some life. Nice. We are back in the Stone Age. Freedom Charm. Nice. All right. I do believe I will exile your graveyard. Mi amigo. I'm getting so flooded out here. Unreasonably so. You still have just 5 absolute bangers in your hand, though. Are any of them creatures? Another sneaky snacker. That's fine. And we will pass the turn. We have hit all of our land drops. All right, so now they are turning the corner a little bit. Just hoping that they don't grab a Murmuring Mystic or something. Battle Screech is great to see. Again, they probably have a counterspell here. That's fine. I don't think they bring in Graveyard Hate for us. Sure. Another counterspell. That's crazy, dude. They got rid of one counterspell, 2, 3, all spell pierce. Still think I'm okay with taking the 4 here. This coming turn, we got a Prismatic Strands though. Oh, is this the Murmuring Mystic? I can't imagine what else they'd be paying 4 mana for. Hey there, Wolf and Fox, how you doing? Good to see you, good to see you. We are playing, we're testing out the new TMNT meta in Pauper today, and right now we are playing some White Weenie with Leonardo. Super duper happy to see that. Do you have the actual factual 4th counterspell? No. Cool. We've already exiled one, so they have to have had the 4th hard counter, because like another spell pierce, we just pay for it. All right, snuff out. Sure. Oh my goodness. All right, I think I have to bounce the Thraben Inspector. As much as I'd love to bounce the Idyllic Grange here. Wow, we got smoked with the amount of lands we've got here. Gotta love the White Weenies, absolutely. I feel like White Weenie was one of the decks that, like, if I could foil out a Pauper deck, White Weenie's definitely, like, top 4 I'd try to do. Hard cast, snuff out. Sure. Gonna make me... They don't make me burn the Prismatic Strands. That's hilarious. How many snuff outs have they gone through? 1, 2, 3. They probably have another Arms of Hadar in their deck. All right, let me double check here. I have drawn a card, I've cast the Inspector, I've investigated, I've cast Core Skyfisher. Do I replay Inspector? Or do I Grange onto an Inspector and make them force? I think it's still just get the card advantage while I can. Oh my god. Let's battle Screech. Oh, you know what? I just realized that's probably a complete botch. That is totally a punt, because if I had kept my creatures back in the Arms of Hadar, I can still at least chump with the Core Skyfisher / use it on Prismatic Strands. Yeah. Darn. All right, well, at least we still have the Core Skyfisher around. Boy. There we go. Got rid of another sneaky snacker. Permanently. Alright, so now they can start hard casting. What? We haven't seen Gurmag. I assume they have Gurmag. Lauren Reveal gets hard cast. That's fine. Broski. Alright, you gotta respect it. You don't know, I could have the pump spell in hand. Hardcast another sneaky snacker. Murmuring Mystic, okay. Now things get really difficult for us. I want to rip Journey to Nowhere. Alright, not the worst. Another Rafine's Informant. Ooh. Alrighty, we got the pressure down. That was a great sequence. Still have strands up just in case something goes absolutely sideways. And we can flash it back. And we won! Let's go! Is that the famous Pauper player, Ceylon Cross? Yes, yes it is. Hi there, Miz. Good to see ya. We are playing, testing some White Weenie in Pauper today. Trying out the new TMNT card, Leonardo Big Brother here. Having essentially a ninjutsu ability and it getting +1/+0 for every other creature we control. This thing can do some serious damage. We just played against blue-black terror, and we got, I want to say we got super lucky on game 2 there. Did I hear death and taxes? Nah, no death and taxes, unfortunately. We got White Weenie though. Death and taxes, oof, there is probably some sort of Orzhov valueless out here. But I'm not testing that just yet. I want to get a feel for what's going on with the new meta first. Hello, where's the screen? There you are. All right, ooh, we won the die roll again. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I'd say this is fairly keepable. Put down a Lunarch Veteran. PS turn. Ooh, Bristling Backwoods? What? That's interesting. Not familiar with decks that would play that. So I am morbidly curious what our opponent could be playing. I will, however, just jam out a ton of inspectors here to get some clues and just make our Leonardo so much better. If you are interested in Death and Taxes, Miz, in Pauper, the Orzhov Glintblade is usually a great way of doing it. Ooh, Malevolent Rumble. Sorry, I hear that's a phrase with IRL tournaments. The only thing guaranteed in this world are death and taxes and someone playing mono white weenies. I thought it was just like red deck wins. Hissing Iguana. Whenever another creature dies, you may have this creature deal 1 damage. Ooh, okay. So this is like a red-green tokens? Yeah, so this must be like Eldrazi spawn deck. Hissing Iguana. Whenever another creature dies, another creature, not just yours, you may have this creature deal 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. That's cool. Kinda sucks that we're just not getting lands. I feel like we're still just gonna jam. And we'll get the value from Leonardo here in just a sec. Oh, okay. Three, let's go. All right, we'll play the inspector here. Missing a land drop does hurt. I wonder if there is a way to make spacecraft work in this current meta. So there is some Tron. Tron does play Pinnacle Kill Ship. It is just a single nuke target creature, which is just so wonderful. And you can crew it and actually get in for a 7/7 flyer. Yeah, this is the Raffi deck. Whenever another creature you control enters, it deals 1 damage to target opponent. So they are on probably like Eldrazi spawn with like Writhing Chrysalis, Malevolent Rumble, Colony Gardens. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, 10 damage on ETB. It kills pretty much anything in the format. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's see if we can hit a land. We did not. I will, however, jam in with my actual more than one toughness dudes. I assume the spawn is going under. No, not. Okay. All right, and at least with the Lunarch Veteran up, this does save us with a rally. Mana cost wise, yeah, not for Tron. When you're playing an Urza Tron deck, 7 mana is just turn 3. In fact, before my last couple of weeks where life just lifed for a while, in February I play a whole bunch of Tron, and we were casting Pinnacle Kill Ship left, right, and center. So much fun. What is going on out there? Hello? A fighter jet. Ooh, brood birthing. If you control an Eldrazi spawn, create 3 of them. All right. You have successfully brought us back to our starting life total. Tron, Voltron. So Tron stands for 2 things in Magic. It's either Voltron, which I feel like you're familiar with, where you're suiting up one creature to get big and get in there and deal massive amounts of damage. The other one is Urza Tron. Urza Tron, let me pull up on the screen here real quick. Dum-de-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. All right, so that's these things here. There are 3 lands: Urza's Mine, Urza's Power Plant, and Urza's Tower. Each of them adds a single colorless unless you control all 3 of them. If you control all 3 of them, then the Mine and the Power Plant make 2 colorless each, and the Tower makes 3. So if you curve out turn 1 Mine, turn 2 Power Plant, turn 3 Tower, you have 7 mana on turn 3. And that is assembling the Urza Tron. Very similar in terms of like assembling Voltron, but instead of making one big dude, you've assembled one big mana. All right, we are getting absolutely rocked here. I knew of the lands, but I've never seen anyone build them because I got into Magic through Commander. Exactly. And Commander, it's near impossible to... Oh, you didn't sacrifice it. Opponent should have sacrificed it. Get the value off of this. I think I'm just going to pass and see what happens here. But in 60 card formats, Urza Tron is a pretty distinctive archetype. You will see Urza Tron decks in Modern, although nowadays it's more skewed towards Eldrazi Tron. Eldrazi Tron is probably something you may have heard of, where they're casting big colorless duders for a lot of mana. But classically, Urza Tron would cast things like Karn Liberated, Ugin the Spirit Dragon, Oblivion Stone, all sorts of big colorless spells. Bequeathal. I think I'm okay with that. Wow. Yep, it's been a while since I've seen Bequeathal. You may draw your 2 cards. In 60 card, also Pauper Urza Tron does a whole bunch of shenanigans with big 7 mana gain lifers, or like I said, Pinnacle Kill Ships, or cast giant cascade creatures. In Legacy, there's a card called Cloud Post. Very, very similar in 1, 2, 3, 4 in concept it'll add colorless for the amount of other locus lands that you have. Lands with the type locus. So you can get 16 mana if you have 4 of those out. But they always enter tapped. So it's like a different type of assembling Tron. Right, then Chrysalis. Okay. I'm not terribly scared here because I do have Thribbing Charm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Hold on. Pardon me for the blinking here. I'll remove that. I should not have yielded to that because then I could have killed that. All right, we do want to kill that. This will deal 8 damage. They can sacrifice the other Eldrazi spawn in response, but it still dies. Glimpse the impossible. Bolt, Bequeathal, and Bird Breathing. Nice. This is a fun deck. All right. So they didn't cast anything. They're going to get 3 more spawns, deal me 3 damage. Sheesh. All right. This is actually kind of garbage. Got it. Yeah. All right, so we're going to gain a little bit of life here. All right, we're going to play on the defense here. When, as, and if I can actually get a flyer out or a 3rd friggin' land. I'm on turn 6 and I only have 2 lands. What is going on here? Last match I flooded out horrendously. This match I am land screwed beyond belief. All right. My challenge to you, Ms. For Commander, build an Omo Queen of Vesuva Commander deck, putting an everything counter on any of the lands. Turns on every Urza and Cloudpost Locust land. It ends up being funny. Yeah, you can just make like the biggest colorless generating deck with Oma. Had that in a domain deck. Oh my god. That is totally fine. One, 2, 3, 4. What do they have here? Another Iguanar? Molten Gatekeeper. Okay. Missing a Guanar feels not quite as good, but who knows? Maybe it's finally good enough. All right, what amount of shenanigans are we going to get from a single Nest Invader? So I'm at 8 life. So that dealt 4 damage to me. All right. Wow, just not getting anything. All right, we're going to concede here. Very interesting. All right, how do I sideboard for this? Strands feels very nice. Does Holy Light really help us? It gets rid of a lot of tokens. It doesn't necessarily get rid of the big duders. So I do like the Strands. I like Journeys, getting rid of their good folks here. Let's see. If we get rid of Leonardo and we're just trying to go top end. I feel like this could work. So if I do that, does that work? Do I like that? Like if we're just trying to like really get them. Granted, we've taken out quite a number of creatures here. I think I want to do less dirtily and more like Standard Rare doesn't do much. Holy Light could work. Let's see, where's Hissing Iguanar? Hissing Iguanar is a 3/1. 3/1's not terrible. Raven Charm isn't really doing anything right now. I think it's fine enough. Raven Charm and all that jazz. All right, let's go. Oof. This is a rough one. Let's try a different hand here. All right, this is better. I think we put back all Prismatic Strands. We got Veteran into Reformant here. Or Raffine's Informant, I should say. Journey to Nowhere is good for their removal. Yeah, I think I keep that. We'll get rid of 1 Strands. Opponent mulligans also to 6. Good for us, good for us. All right, interested to see, do we have, there's Gruul Ramp, that's not what we got here. Is anyone playing this particular kind of deck? No. I'm not seeing it on my radar. In the meantime, let's Lunarch Veteran. And we'll pass the turn. Yeah. Let's go. So happy to be able to play Pauper today. It's been a heck of a week at work, and I am just happy to be able to sit back and play some Magic. I say it's been a hell of a week. My weekend is like Sunday, Monday. So like Sunday, I was just like sleeping in, trying to recuperate from all this jazz. It was terrible. Let's get in there. I feel like I want to start applying pressure pretty early. What do I want more? Raffine's Informant or Core Skyfisher? I think I Reformant here. Remosing Rally. Oh. I feel like I do want to have double strands, so I think I'm going to get rid of the Rally here. That still pumps our Informant. Now I'm just really hoping I don't get land screwed again. What is with this deck? It's all or nothing. Raphael, good. Well, now we get to apply the pressure here with the Informant. Come on, come on, come on. Lunarch Veteran, no. How dare. Let's see. So there is a possibility here that they block with Raphael and I can save the journey for something else. I think I'll do that. If they trade, that allows me to instead just like Lunarch Veteran Skyfisher here. All right, 3 mana this coming turn. What am I really afraid of? I don't think that not much here. So let me Skyfisher. We'll replay Plains and cast our second veteran. There we go. Now we've got quite the amount of pressure. We've got a 2/3 flyer and a 3/2 on the ground. We have strands still in hand. We have a Journey to Nowhere in hand. We can get rid of Raphael or whatever monster comes down next pretty easily. Malevolent Rumble. No, they can't get that. Which one do they get? Forest or Mountain? I feel like they get the Forest. Chose Mountain. Okay. Very interesting. I love it when you can just brew up something like this in Pauper. It's just so much fun. Okay, so they're keeping the Mountain in hand. Colony Yarn coming out. That's great. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get this in here. If they block a veteran with Raffi, we unearth it. I'll disturb it. When do we get to do PEDH? Oh my god. That would be crazy. I'd love to do some EDH. I haven't quite brewed one for myself yet. That's fine. If you want to take 6, by all means, brother. I'm still quite happy with my, like, not officially PEDH deck, which is Child of Lara. It's a mythic, I'm not gonna lie, but the 99 are all commons. I have my eye on one Pauper EDH deck that I want to make, but it is, I don't know, not really my cup of tea. I'd rather try to like brew something, but I don't know much about Pauper EDH. Right, brood birthing. All right. I think at this point, unless they play Chrysalis right now, I think I'm going to finally journey to nowhere this Raffi. Drowsy Repurposer. Sure. All right. Yep, they are out of colored mana. I think I am, in fact, going to get rid of Raffi here. The downside here is that Prison Strands does not work with the Devoid creatures, but see, commander for is Ghost of Ramirez de Pietro and Armix. Interesting. I have to remember what Armix does. Let me look that up. Oh, that dude. Okay, okay. You're still casting things? Was it Glimpse the Impossible? No? Okay. Another repurposer, sure. Really? Bold. Raven Charm, pretty decent. I feel like getting in there with Rafines is fine enough. I think all of their token makers are sorcery speed, right? So yeah, I'm going to Thraben Charm the Raffi. Journey to Nowhere can at least get rid of a Chrysalis no matter the size, so that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, the goal is to cycle to draw or discard to Armix's ability, then use Ghost to bring back the discard card. Ooh, neat. Okay. Sure. Let's see here. Do I want to just trade? I think I just trade. Get rid of some of the colorless damage sources. There's a spell, and when this creature dies, create no one. Oh, that's right. I should have responded to that. All right, so I took 1 extra point of damage I shouldn't have had to. Bolt. No. No, I think I'm okay. Second bolt? Second bolt, sure. That's wild. All right. Glad I double blocked. That is kind of Nutter Butters. Let's journey to nowhere here. Alright, they are hellbent. I'm trading a 1 for 3 here, which is not the greatest thing in the world. I need a 4th land, man. What is going on here? If I can get a 4th land, then like all sorts of stuff can go. It'd be great. Another Eldrazi repurposer. Sheesh. Another journey to nowhere. Do I get rid of the repurposer? This is when it dies, right? Yeah. All right, I think I'm gonna hold back. Well, I can't attack, but I'm gonna hold up the Spirit Strands, and I think I'm going to Thraben Charm them on their turn. Malevolent Rumble, okay. Nest Invader, Colony Garden. All right, so really not a lot. They chose Nest Invader. That makes sense. I will take 3 instead. That's fine. Unfortunately, this is not a color. This is 0 colors. Darn. All right, Nest Invader. You got it. Got it, buddy. Militia Bugler's so good. All right, what do I want to do here? So I have 3 in the air. They have 5 on the ground. I think I attack for 3, play Bugler. I really want to hold this for Writhing Chrysalis because I cannot beat Writhing Chrysalis either way. Doing this doesn't do much for me. And at least Militia Bugler will get rid of the Nest Invader. I'll take 3. All right, so let's attack in. They are hellbent currently, so whatever they top deck is the only thing I really care about. This is probably going to put 4 lands to the bottom of my library. Let's be honest here. Who's got money on that? Who's got money on it? How many lands? Nope, no lands. Wow, Battle Screech and Guardian's Pledge. Screech would have probably been great. Guardian's Pledge even better. We'll take the Inspectoire. And we'll pass turn. We have strands. If they try to like bolt me or like bolt bugler, just the 3/3. Okay. Do I take it here is the question. If they drew Hissing Iguanar, I am dead. All right, I'm going to do that. Do I Priz Strands for red in response here? I'm going to do that. Because that's what I'm thinking here, right? If they get Hissing Iguanar, I mean, technically speaking, they could have done that pre-combat, right? But maybe they just don't. Maybe they just don't. Rule turf. All right, cool. All right, so we know what they have in hand. We got stupid lucky here. 1, 2, okay. Again, I think we have to hold Prismatic Strands. If they draw one of their red ping creatures, we're in deep, deep doo-doo. What a board state here. This is absurd. All right, so we're gonna take 5. They are dead on the crackback here. They played their Kralnigar and they have 1 unknown in hand. All right. Plains. I feel like that is fine. And I think we win game 2. Yes, we do. Oh my God, we got there. Oh my God, we got there. All right. Holy freaking moly. All right, maybe Holy Light does come in instead of Vermosian Rally. Being able to just wipe their entire board there is pretty nice. Let's do that. Holy. That's crazy. Speaking of crazy, what is it? So I'm finally completing my Splintered Twin Museum EDH deck, which is very similar to my Jund Museum deck. So it is a commander deck that is based, all of its card choices are based on competitive Splintered Twin / Kiki Might archetype. So anything that's been competitively used in Splinter Twin deck lists through Standard, Modern, Extended, Legacy, or Kiki Jiki combo, again, standard, extended, modern, legacy, is all up for grabs there. And I finally have the final card coming in, a Dak Faden. Yes. Freaking legacy or vintage even Splendor Twin deck list that had like top 8 in an event used a Dak Faden. So I'm waiting for that to come in. Gonna take a brief nap, have fun. Okay, Miz, thanks for stopping by. Guys, check out Miz and their content whenever you can. Cool dude. So thanks for stopping by the stream, man. Really appreciate it. What do we have here? We have another one-lander. I don't think so. All right, this is better. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep. I'll get rid of planes. No, I'll get rid of the Grange. I'm not going to handicap myself that much. Colony Garden. Oh no, they've got a threat. Turn 1. Woo, 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 woo. Another Strands. Wow. All right. I'm gonna gain some life. I mean, the dream right now is to like draw and discard to Rafine's Informant. Ooh. A Battle Screech. Sorry there. Ugh, I forgot to get a coffee this morning and I desperately need one. I think after this 2-man finishes up, I will grab a drink before we go into the next one. Ooh, okay, so Lightning Bolt doesn't work. You take Bequeathal. Life Staff is obnoxious. Eldrazi Repurposer. They chose Bequeathal. Nice. All right, so we don't have to deal with Life Staff at the moment. That is incredible. Oh my god, it's happening. Ooh, all right, we will get rid of the Battle Screech. And we will attack in for Uno. Uno Maz. Haha. All right. We got in there. First blood. So we just need one more creature and then we can flash back this Battle Screech eventually. It'll be super, super cool. I'm assuming they're going to bequeath. No, they're going to Molten Gatekeeper. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. All right, I want to get in there with the Reformant here. I doubt that they block. Maybe they do. Well, I mean, with the Gatekeeper, they definitely throw the plant token under the bus. All right. Another Frost. Writhing Chrysalis. Do I want to take 3 damage this turn? I don't think I do. I'm going to aggressively use this Prison Strands. All right, and then I think I will, in fact, just pass priority here. No, go ahead, attack. It's fine. Huzzah. All right. So this is going to be good. You get to put you on there. Unfortunately, this thing can get pretty large pretty quick. So right now it can only do 4 damage. Ugh. That's bad. All right. Well, we are going to pass combat, I guess. Unless I really just want to attack with the veteran. Oh no, man. Oh no, man. Let's try it. So the question is, do I kill the Molten Gatekeeper? Or am I still looking at trying to kill this Writhing Chrysalis? I don't think I can kill the Writhing Chrysalis with what I've got in hand. And the Molten Gatekeeper might be doing more damage to me overall. What do you guys think? Any thoughts in chat? I feel like charming the Gatekeeper here is pretty decent, but the Unearth does suck. No response to that, because that's not dealing us damage. Queedle's fine. Do I want to try and do this now? Again, it's just not going to work. Yeah, let it resolve. It's another Chrysalis. Yeah. God dang. All right. Sure. 5 mana? 6 mana? What are they doing? Rather Chrysalis. Okay. You can only unearth as a sorcery, so it's not like you're still going to get the value off of this. Bolt me. Bolt the dude. Okay. Sure. Wait, what? Oh, it only did 2 damage. Okay, well. Frick. Yeah, I butchered that. That is entirely on me. I should have flashback for his strands. Darn. Alright, well, that is a problem. Crud. Well, I don't think there's much winning this game now. No. Darn. Alright, well, I misplayed that. That's on me. Alright, so let me pull back here. So yeah, these are the wonderful, wonderful Tron lands that I was talking about before. Let's see here. Ho hum, ho hum. See, the crazy thing is like the difference between 20 and 19 feels absolutely nuts. Hey, Ceylon. Oh, hey, Nagato. Good to see you. Good to see you. Doing good today. Doing good. We are playing some White Weenie. We're testing out the new TMNT meta for Pauper today. We're doing White Weenie with Leonardo Big Brother. Yeah. So we're just going around in the two-mans, testing it out, seeing how it goes. Am I finally back with the milk? Maybe. Maybe. It's been a rough couple of weeks. But I'm hoping that things are going to be looking up for me, which is, you know, all I can really ask for. Through a bunch of surprises and just not feeling well and work being an absolute menace. I'm glad I get to relax today. I don't know how much energy I'm going to have for streaming today, but I will try to get in a few more games, at least. It has been a wild ride. Yeah, thanks. I hope it gets better too. On the East Coast of the United States right now, well, not now, but in the last couple of weeks, the weather has been absolutely obnoxiously schizophrenic. It has gone from like freezing to summer to snow to like near hurricane weather, and it just absolutely knocked me out. You're currently unemployed? Oh no. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. Well, I hope that you get lucky sooner rather than later. Job market is kind of garbage. Trust me, I know from how many resumes I've put out in the wild in the past. And yeah, it is slim pickings right now. So I do hope that you stay well, have food on the table and a roof over your head. Things do get better though. And I keep telling myself that, so it's definitely something I need to tell others as well. Things do get better. It's going to be sucky and challenging for a while, but it do happen. This too shall pass. Yeah, no, I'll just keep it like this. We'll do another round as is before I adjust anything else. Actually, before we do another round, I said I was going to get a glass of water, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab myself a water and hydrate. I recommend y'all do the same. And I'll be back in just a moment here, and we'll continue with more White Weenie in a moment. Boop. Hey, I'm back. Think I brought down the mood too much? No, man. It's always nice to have a little bit of levity every so often. And as much as we try to be positive vibes here, it's always nice to be able to comfort someone if possible. Hashtag not a doctor. Hashtag make sure you see a doctor. Hashtag. Anyway. But yeah. Hopefully this little Slimoo can take away your worries for a few hours and just give you some laughs. That's what I'm here for. If you're doing TMT brews this stream, Impact Tremors, Eldrazi Storm. Oh my god, we just played that. We just played against that. That was Eldrazi tokens with like Raphael and stuff like that. Might not be exactly your list, but we just went against a Gruul Eldrazi tokens deck that was doing some absurd amount of damage per turn when they weren't stuttering. So it's cool. I'm not sure if the lists right now did play Leyline Weaver. It did not. It did not. Or if it did, it didn't get drawn and played. The guy was having some random draw issues with the deck, at least from my opinion. But it was certainly very interesting. Then yours is still original. No, I wasn't saying it wasn't original. I'm just saying like it's very, a very close concept. A lot of people are playing around with like the Impact Tremors style token decks now that Raffi is in the format, which is cool. I love seeing innovation. I love seeing just what can come out of the woodwork when there's just like, maybe not necessarily a new tool, but something sparks the imagination. And it's great to see that Pauper still has that depth left to it. It's not a solved format by any means, and I love seeing decks that do that. How many rafts did they play? If you can remember, like, how many were played? They resolved one. I'm sure they may have had one extra in hand at least, but obviously they didn't play it. They may have discarded one at some point, but I can't remember. But yeah, definitely seemed like they hit it pretty early both games, so they must have been running a playset. Ooh, looks like we got a match. Here we go. Ho, 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 ho. What shall we play against now? All right, this is a pretty decent hand. I'll keep that. It's nice. All right, we are on the draw. Ooh, they've mulliganed to 5? What? 4? They've mulliganed to 4. Your list only plays 2 because of the legend rule, and it's like really bad to open with multiple rafts, you think? Okay, I can see the logic behind that. At the same point, like it's a nice effect, but it's also not like the only effect. So like being able to, ooh. Oh, it must be up against the mirror match here. Other white weenie decks right now are playing Mardu Devotee, and they may or may not be playing like actual Mardu main. Normally this is just like black for like Arms of Hadar in the side. So this will be very interesting. What do I think is going to be more important here? The life gain? The card advantage? I think I'm going to go with the life gain. Back onto the original point. Yeah, this is definitely the mirror match. There's definitely something to be said for having like 3 or 4 Raffies in your list if you like really want to hit it. But if you're also just playing Impact Tremors, then it's not as important. Yeah, like you said, 4 Impact Tremors, 4 Molten Gatekeepers. Yeah. This guy was playing an interesting, spicy, could be one of, maybe 2 of, Hissing Iguanar. Hissing Iguanar is like such a wild throwback. Let me pull it up real quick on the little preview screen here. Hissing Iguanar. It's a 3/1 for 3. And whenever another creature dies, so any creature, my side, your side, whatever, it deals 1 damage to target player. Pretty insane. All right, what do I want to do here? I feel like I just want to... Do we Inspector here? I feel like we Inspector. Yeah, he could be, opponent could be splashing red, but from the lists that I've seen when double checking like my own list here, this is really just 1 for the scry and 2 for the sideboards. Sideboard, this version of mono white is usually playing Arms of Hadar, and this helps mana fix for that in the side. Oh, they do not have a third. They don't even have a second land. That's insane. Do I get blown out by Ramosian Rally here? No. Okay. Crazy. But yeah, it's nice seeing you back on the Pauper grind. EDH gameplay originally didn't grip me like Pauper. Yeah. No, I get you. And trust me, I love me some EDH. It is personally gratifying for me. And I know that it's just a different... It's a different kind of content, as just lackluster as that sounds. This definitely, like, if you want to get better at Magic, I'm not going to say listen to me, because that's probably not the right way of doing it. But if you want to get better at Magic, a competitive 60 card is probably where it's at. Because even like the way that I approach EDH has been shaped by my 60 card competitive and limited experiences. A lot of people say like, oh, Commander is just such a terrible way to learn the game. I'm neither here nor there on that. But I will say that only playing Commander is probably bad for a person, because I want to learn threat assessment. I want to learn playing tighter and making my decision trees better. Oh, no, they are just straight Boros. Okay. Fascinating. So they're probably Rally. Do they discard Rally? Wow, that's wild. Okay, I was not expecting just straight Boros. It probably just is for Rally the Peasants. They were definitely struggle bussing here. Get rid of a Lunarch Veteran, yeah. All right. We could attempt to blow them out here, if that's something I really want to do. I don't think they let me do that though. Completely honest. So I think I will core Skyfisher. Yeah, I think it's really nice to have EDH for just very casual of playing, but recently Value Vintage has been my substitute for Kitchen Table. Yeah. No, I hear ya. Let's core Skyfisher. I'll bring back Plains. And we'll just pass late turn. I could have tried cracking Clue to make the land drop here, but I'll just do it on their end step. Genuinely, the first deck I built in the format was Pauper Elves with Heritage Druid. Oh, absolutely. And Channel. Ha! Channel. Oh my god. That's wild. Yeah, I'll take the 3. We have a life gain engine online. They do not. And it looks like they are stumbling hard on mana. Oops, they finally hit their 3rd land drop. Core Skyfisher, sure. Do they bounce Mardu Devotee? They do. Makes sense. Mardu Devotee does so much to help smooth your draws out. I can see why people really wanted to use this. yeah, I like playing Commander because it gives me just a different outlet for my creativity. All sorts of fun. 1, 2, boop, boop. So they can attack, or they can block here if they wanted to. Da, 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 da. The question is, do I think I can get away with like just Battle Screech and then Pledge? Like, I feel like I can just like double attack with Core Skyfisher. Let's double attack with Core Skyfisher. If these just bounce and they take 2, I think I'm okay with this. If they Ramosi and Rally, that's also fine. Let's Battle Screech. There we go. Honestly, the fact that for years people have been playing jank Pauper deck, they can go at least 2-3 in a league should tell you everything you need to know about the format. Exactly. This is what Modern used to be, in my opinion. Modern used to be the, you can play your pet deck. Ooh. They're definitely getting rid of my Core Skyfisher. Okay. That is fine. I'm sad. Modern used to be the deck, the format where you can have a deck and just play it for like 5 years straight, essentially. I mean, bans notwithstanding, but you could play a pod deck until they finally banned pod. You could play White Weenie, you could play Zoo, you could play Control, you could play Jund, and just it'll morph and change and adapt. Be all sorts of wonderfulness. You can't do that now. Now you have to play Modern Horizons block constructed, which is very frustrating. I think this is still worth because that's 3 they're really hurting on the backswing then if that is the case. Okay, I don't mind that. I think I do just Guardian's Pledge here. My task bars are showing, by the way. Oh no. Thank you. At least there was nothing insane on there. I love when the match screen just like completely picks a different window than what I asked it to. So much fun. All right, I think I will just go to combat and we will get in there with a bazillion creatures. Math is for blockers. Besides, I am down a couple minutes on clock. Exacxies, let's go. All right. All right, Holy Light doesn't do anything. What to do? They seem to be bigger. Is it wrong just to take out prismatic strands? Is it? I don't know if that's correct or not. Oh, they're just letting me win. Okay, they just don't want to play the mirror match. Ha! Speaking modern, want you to tell from what you remember how the time spiral block was received when it came out and how you personally felt about it. So I did not play Magic during the time Time Spiral was released. I played after Time Spiral, so I started in Eventide, which is in the Lorwyn Shadowmoor block set, which was the one after Time Spiral, mind you. From what I remember, I mean, the quote-unquote thing. Oh, how did Time Spiral affect the Modern you were playing then? Time Spiral affected Modern pretty significantly. Except for Goyf piles, anyway. Yeah, except for Goyf, because Goyf was the best creature ever printed, essentially. Not really, but like it was still insane. Wow, that is a lot of Leonardos. No. Oof. No. Sure, I think this is better than 4 randoms. That's garbage. Oh no, Colony. Is it going to be a red-green Gruul pile, or is this going to be Gardens? If it's Gardens, I'm just going to concede and go to something that's more interesting. Ugh. All right, let's see. Is it actual Gardens, or is it just Jund and they haven't hit red? We'll give it another couple turns here. Time Spiral block was pretty important, I would say. So right from the get-go, you ended up with a bunch of like the storm mechanics that you had to worry about, Grape Shot, Empty the Warrens, that sort of thing. Another thing that you had to pay attention to was stuff like Living End. Living End, massive deck. Okay, no, this is just Gardens. I'm going to concede. I don't want to play against Gardens. Let's see here. So Living End was pretty good. Storm obviously was greatly affected by Time Spiral. What other things? Damnation obviously played a big role with like Jund piles and Abzan piles. Slivers honestly was like a tier 3 or tier 4 deck, which doesn't sound all that impressive, but I mean, it's Slivers, right? Especially once you got into the sort of later core sets where they brought back Slivers. What was it, M12 or M13 that had the new humanoid Slivers? Simian Spirit Guide too, that made every deck a little consistent. Indeed, it did. Wow, what is with this? I'm running 20 lands. All right, we'll keep this. We'll put back Awe Inspector. Yeah. What else was there? I mean, Vesuva was also in there, so people were trying to like do land shenanigans with Vesuva and whatnot. Was that before or after the Alara block? So Time Spiral block was before Shards of Alara block. but Modern was created, I want to say, original Innistrad. So that was a couple of years after Shards of Alara block. All right, so we are, I wonder if this is the same dude again, quite honestly. But let's see what we got here. Because Hypergenesis and Living End really became real decks due to Cascade. Right, but Hypergenesis was also banned in Modern. I believe it still is. So yeah, Cascade, because Living End couldn't have worked otherwise. What was some of the other stuff? I'm trying to remember. A lot of like sideboard cards too for that. I want to say also before it was banned, Grove of the Burn Willows plus Kavu Predator, I think it was. Was it Kavu Predator? The 2-mana Kavu that would grow whenever you gained life was really popular for certain zoo builds. A double block here. No? Okay. I mean, it was semi-playable, but it wasn't like the greatest thing in the world. It was very, very slow and clunky. And back then in early modern days, you had to worry about things like pyroclasm and volcanic fallout, right? This was in the days before Orcish Bowmasters, in the days before Prismatic Ending, or whatever the freaking energy sweep the skies or whatever it is. So you didn't have easy board removal that just invalidated weenie creature decks, but you did have like certain board removal for creature decks, but it wasn't just like you could play a 2-mana Wrath every single game. All right, I don't care. Darval, okay. So this is the more traditional white weenie that's playing the Spider-Man. Oh my gosh, you're not having fun here. What is going on? Was Lord of Atlantis modern legal before Time Spiral block? No. So again, Time Spiral block introduced Lord of Atlantis to standard / modern, and modern came after Time Spiral block had been printed. So at the start, the inception of modern, you had Lord of Atlantis. So Merfolk was pretty powerful for the lords that they had at the time. Yeah, this guy's just rocking on all cylinders here. Gonna flash that back. Yep. So yeah, Merfolk was definitely a deck. I completely forgot about that. And it was a deck that I built too. Yeah, Dragonstorm was definitely a storm deck. But a lot of fast mana got hit very early on. So that was kind of tough for people to work around. Let's see here. I think I'll just do this, see what we can get. If I just get like bird, okay, I don't get just bird. Yeah, sorry my answers are a little rambly and all over the place right now. My brain is still kind of scrambled from the weekend that I've had. Seething Song was hit before people had any time to jank brew with Dragonstorm, right? Yeah, Seething Song was one of the first ones. I want to say Rite of Flame was also very early. All right. So the question I have here is, do they just have Priz strands right now? I think they do. Let's see what they got. Nope, they don't. Okay, so then we win. Nope, they just slow rolled it. All right, concede. I'm assuming they just went on the crackback here. All right, so we want those. They are the go wide sort of strat though. Do I care really here? Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Honestly, I feel like I don't really need that. What about the Raven Charms? I think maybe I take out 2 of those, put in 2 journeys. Let's do that. Were people doing anything with Pendlehaven and Pandemonium in Modern? No. Pendlehaven was like a sweet one of in Elves, because Elf Ball was definitely something people tried to make happen. But without Glimpse of Nature, it was a lot more difficult. Elves were still just kind of like really good though. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, Pandemonium, no one was really doing any deck brews with that. Boros Garrison. Boros Garrison. They were going aggro. You know, we had Elvish Champion, we had Elvish Archdruid and that sort of stuff. They were trying to aggro. We'll keep open the clue token here. Maybe a 3-man charm for Core Skyfisher or something. All right, crack clue, draw a card. Ooh, Priz strands are nice. All right, let's throw down a Leonardo here. Even if we can't sneak it in, a 5/3 is nothing to sniff at. Elvish Champ is still $15. I know. Back then it was cheaper. Because Commander was still relatively new, not quite as ubiquitous. I'm not going to say it was new, but it was still relatively new. They used a charm on Leonardo. I am sad, but not terribly sad. The one of every different land here is pissing me off. Be consistent, opponent. Be consistent. Battle Screech, okay. See, I can do this to opponent. Today, I mean. Was that the only reason the card showed up in a price? You'd figure Elf Ball Bros would pick up another Elf Commander. This is what, the second Weenie mirror match? Yeah, I know, great, doing great. I mean, Elvish Champion giving Forest Walk is the main thing. Like, right? Like in Commander, a lot of decks play green. So why not? Elvish Champion does not see much play, if at all. Probably like 0 play in competitive Elf decks currently. So like, that's not a factor. Do you bounce a planes? You do bounce a planes. Do I want to get in there? Nah. What do I want to do? We're just gaining so much life. This is a matchup where I'm glad I kept in the pledges and whatnot, because I definitely feel like we're going to just have to overpower a board stall here. Ironically, we are evenly matched on mana. I'm asking because I wanted to add Time Spiral to that old school pool. Oh, yeah. Time Spiral probably would fit what you're talking about pretty well. It definitely has much more leanings towards the vibes of older Magic than it does towards newer Magic. That's only future sight that gives me psychic damage. Absolutely. All right, so I'm probably going to blast, of course, Skyfisher at some point here. Yeah, Player Cards has mostly old cards, but in different colors. Time Spiral is just like craziness, yeah. Future Sight's the only one where it's just like, man, they went too far. I mean, that's hyperbole. They didn't really go too far, but they went so far outside of the box. You couldn't even see it with a telescope. All right, another Battle Screech. That kind of sucks for us. Not gonna lie. That actually kind of sucks for us. I think I might actually have to bzzzt the informant here. It is the largest thing they've got. I'd rather just not have that to worry about. Let's see what they do. Let's draw a card. All right, another Strands is great. Let's see if we can draw a land here. Another Strands. That's wild. Alright, so we are hurting if they pledge here. But we are double life total right now. I think I'm just going to yield through this turn because there's nothing else I can do. It's a shame too because Joyra is my favorite kitchen table card ever and I really wanted it in the pool. Yeah, no, I mean, that's fair. Especially with like older cards, like just being able to like quote unquote cheat them out with the suspend mechanic. So gratifying. I want to take one. That's fine. Sure. Joyra was my pick for my first EDH deck I ever built. Most Timmy, filthy scrub thing ever. Absolutely. Early Joyra decks are a sight to behold with just how jank and Timmy they are. They were also some of like the most obnoxious decks if you didn't want to play fun, like just suspending Obliterate or like Decree of Annihilation was god awful if you were unlucky enough to play against it. It looks like they finally ran out of the card draw. Yeah, just hope they can't blow up your Joyra. Exactly. Alright, let's see if we can actually hit our 5th land drop. Yes, we can. That's great. I do like the idea of Journey to Nowhereing something here. What would that be, though? Yeah, I think we're going to the Bugle. We get the Bugler out here. If we can hit another Core Skyfisher, I'm super happy. Well, there's a pledge. We wanted that, unfortunately. Yeah, I think adding time spiral and player cost rules are fine. Yes, since they're just references to old cards. Exactly. Yeah, I think a lot of them have just a great sort of vibe with the other sort of old school cards. Of course, by old school, I don't mean like 93, 94. I mean like just old border cards. Someone's going to blink first. I don't know if it's going to be us or not. All right. Raven Inspector. Okay. Oof. That's really nice. But also, I think I just don't want it. All right, we're gonna pass turn here. Can't imagine wanting to Priz Strands anything on my turn. Nah. Battle Screech. Oh, they are just doing so good right now. They're just doing so good. Holy Breath Weapon. I know, right? I'm sure they're digging for some sort of like Breath Weapon or rally the peasants or something like that, and we're just not seeing it. Arc Veteran. Alright, we're gonna get rid of you. Let's see here. Do I want to go up with another veteran? So we've got a bunch of stuff going on here. And it's very, very, very possible that we just start cracking in with like Rafine's Informants here. Oh my god, they hit their third Battle Screech. This is absurd. I don't know if I would throw Dominaria in there, personally. I mean, it could synergize very well, though. There's quite a lot of similarities between it and sort of the older feel of game. All right, now we're flooding out. That sucks. All right. So we know bottom of the deck has one pledge. Our sideboard does not have any of our pledges. So we can draw a Remosian Rally and a pledge and be good about it. Yeah, it's the old border sets plus Time Spiral, Planar Chaos, core sets, and maybe Dominaria. Yeah. Oof. So one of the big things we can do here is potentially like bzzzt. One of like the core Skyfisher maybe. No, I don't think it's worth it. So they've hit all 4 of the battle screeches, ladies and gentlemen. That is absolutely crazy. Then one day you said, why not both? Exactly. I mean, it's yours to try out. If it ends up not working, then you just revert the decision, right? So like, it's not going to be anything that's crazy. All right, I'm going to Thraben Charm your score for Skyfisher. Alright, so if they want to trade the majority of their bird tokens for my dudes, that's fine. Or if they just want to take 8 and get rid of that, that's also fine. I love how this just continuously rearranges itself. Like, I don't understand where Moto is making these decisions. Sure. And if you have a pump spell, then I'm just going to flashback Prit Strands. Oh. Sure. That works. That's a fog. Their own Lunark veteran. Oh no. Don't think it's an unreasonable pool, right? No, I don't know. At the end of the day, it is your project. So like that totally matters to you and you alone. All right, let's see if they do the blocks and the Prit Strands again, okay. But at the same point, like, why not just do the Prit Strands and save yourself the time on the clock for this? Yeah, thanks for the feedback. No, it's all good. Because you'll never find out if the choices you make to the card pool work out until you try it, right? And if you're having fun with the larger card pool, great. If you think, no, it's diluted it, then also great. Just swap it back a bit. No problemo. Yeah, Ice Age and Cold Snap technically are not really the same thing. But like, whatever, right? They're gonna fog me. Rally the peasants. Okay. So my response here is interesting. Let's see. So we still clear out almost the entirety of the sky. Sure, I think I'm okay with this. And then I gain an absurd amount of life gain triggers. Yay me, they were splashing for rally. Yeah, I know, right? Crazy. All right, I'm now at 83 life, and I have a spirit. Congratulations. You played yourself. Fiend's Informant, okay. Well, I'd like to respond and like whatever. Thank you. Sure. I've got you on a 7-turn clock opponent. Wahahaha. Even if they have Guardian's Pledge here, I think I absorb it. Leonardo's cool. Fiend's Informant does dig me deeper. I think I'm okay with this. Let's end step. I'm not going to cast this. I mean, there's no reason not to cast it, but at the same point, like, I might as well just keep open, like, some sort of bluff. Oh yeah, no, Cold Snap was definitely a spiritual successor to Ice Age. They marketed it as a, ooh, we found the missing third set of the Ice Age block, yuck yuck, because Ice Age only had Ice Age and Alliances. Homelands really didn't fit, so whatever. But it was definitely a modern design. It definitely plays okay with Ice Age / Alliances. Ooh. Let me get rid of you. I think I'm gonna grab back this duder. You know what? We'll throw in the Lunarch Veteran too. Why not? Why not? Yeah. Honestly, being able to play with Scred and some of the other mechanics that they had in there is probably the reason to play Cold Snap. The menagerie of basic land artworks here are tilting me. How dare you, opponent? How dare you? No blocks. Leonardo? Leonardo. You got it. So they are playing Leonardo. Fascinating. All right, now they've got some more life gain going on here. Let's see what our opponent does. All right, sounds good. They still have a Priz Strands. They just decided no. All right, let's go. See what happens. I read this article where the designers wanted for flying to matter and not to be tacked on a keyword, and they want enemy colors to be harder to play together and all that. Huh. Mulligan this. Oof. I think I will keep. What do I want to get rid of? Oh my gosh. I think we get rid of Thraben Charm. Oh yeah, no, I saw it. Just wasn't reading it out loud. Yeah. I'm just like, I don't know if I agree with that sentiment, but obviously, you know, history has 20/20 hindsight. I mean, developers do developer things. Yeah. All right, we got Rafine's Informant going on here. All right, I don't like the fact that we are essentially falling behind the race here. We're going to get a crack in from this Rafine's Informant, which is kind of bad for us. Let's be honest. They will definitely attack us for 3. Which we will have to take. I mean, let's be fair with Ice Age here. When they were talking about powering down flying, flying was possibly the best actual keyword that they had at the time. They hadn't quite invented reach yet. Like, it didn't quite click that you could giant spider other things. Alright, and if they want to trade an informant for 2 inspectors, I think I'm totally okay with that here. So I'm definitely idyllic ranging the Skyfisher this coming turn. Speaking of which, since my little bot here did post, if anyone wants to throw a couple of coins my way, I do have a Ko-fi. All money goes back into the streaming here to give you the best kind of content that I can. And trust me, I would love to get a playset of Ultra monitors. But no, seriously, if you guys want to throw a couple bucks my way, it does help me pay for leagues and all that, and just keep coming back here with the weekly magic content. Hopefully it is worth, you know, the little podcast in the background of this slime flailing about against white weenie mirror matches for 2 hours straight. Oh my god. But yeah, no obligation. Ooh, okay. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, 30 tickets on MTGO instantly is just absurd. Yes, it is. You are correctamundo. Let's see here. I think I will veteran. And I will attack in the air with my Core Skyfisher now that I actually have some pressure. We will have to clue token on their end step. They have their own battle screech. Yeah, I kind of thought so. I wanted to get down the veteran first. Why so expensive in paper? Because you can only get it from like a supplemental product. It's from like the Game Night or whatever Jumpstart type product, which costs like 30 or 40 bucks, I think, just as is. So you have to buy essentially a commander deck to get a copy of the card, which is kind of stupid. I definitely sequenced that out of order. I should have just attacked with the Core Skyfisher first, because now they're probably not blocking. Yeah, they might have at least chumped. If you want to see that Eldronic Tremors list by a couple games with, probably not today. Oh my god, they got me. Dang. Electrickery. Sheesh. Okay. No, Grid Strands, huh? That is wild, man. All right, well, I'm taking a bunch of damage this turn. Sheesh. That is crazy. All right. Huh. Well, I don't know what else I can do right now. Definitely going to attack in with the Core Skyfisher. That's fine. Probably just going to crack a clue or two on their end step. Do you want me to still give you the list anyway? Not at the moment. My brain power today has gone completely in the gutter. I'm making mistakes and I'm just all sort of loosey-goosey, not even paying attention. So I probably want to be able to... Okay, you're going to rally the peasants. That's fine, I guess. I probably want to be able to put together that deck and appreciate it rather than just blindly put it together and be like, all right, that's it. See you guys. Bye. I'll do it. I'll do it. And the next time, that way it gets its dues. Because I feel like that's more fair for you. Right. right, let's get rid of one of those. Man, I got blown the F out. When are the previous stream VODs getting uploaded? Okay, so I completely forgot. With all the absolute chaos that was happening IRL for me, I completely forgot to do that. So I'm actually planning on doing that immediately after this stream. When I have the bandwidth, I am absolutely uploading it. Yeah, with the Blacktron against the Jeskai? Oh, absolutely. So I'm just going to do like one after another. I hate doing like multiple VOD uploads in a single day because it just, the algorithm does not like that. They want you to do it like every other day or whatever. I don't care. I want the VODs to be up. So I'm going to not chance it. I'm going to try to upload each of the VODs that I can today. All right, I don't think I'm going to win this one because we're both going to time. Opponent is probably going to time before I do. All right, what do we got here? Bow Screech. That is totally fine. We will pass turn. You're gonna just jam it? You are just gonna jam it. All right, so they're probably going to flash that back. That's fine. Sorry for getting very quiet here. I am trying to lock in, which is difficult to do. So I think the well, no. No, yeah, they can flash it back, can't they? Because they got the Mardu. Right? So I think I'm just dead. Oh my god, we lived by the skin of our teeth here. If they had the wherewithal to flash back the Rally of the Peasants, we would have been dead. Do they have the Priz Strands? They do. All right, good games. Ah, oh well. Very nice. How did Leo feel so far? I don't think we had great matchups for Leo to shine. We were up against go wide strats, with the exception of our very first match before you showed up, Nagato. We were against a Dimir Terror deck. Okay, so Snuff Outs, Tellurian Terrors, Murmuring Mystic. I'm assuming Gurmag Angler. Didn't see one, but they also had sneaky snackers. And then it was just go wide, go wide, go wide. And definitely Leonardo does not fare that great against a sea of chump blockers. It felt nice when we did draw it against something like Terror, but since this was the blue-black version, they were able to snuff out Leonardo very easily. Am I wrapping up? Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up today. I don't want to drag out and seem like I'm just losing my sanity in like, not the funny hee hee ha ha way, but like, dude, you need a nap. Get some caffeine. But yeah, I think I will wrap it up here. Next on the list though, next week, I am either going to try Blue Terror. This is somewhat updated list here. I think I'm going to try Blue Terror this coming week. Or I'm going to try to update elves. I don't think I have a current elves list. Is this anywhere near it? Kinda. Yeah, I definitely want to try an elves list. Because elves is just a sweet spot for me. But yeah. Anyway, guys, love the fact that we were able to get some games in here. I'm hoping that, again, with my energy has just been all over the place with the weather changes here on the East Coast of the US. I hope y'all aren't getting sick, because trust me, that's what laid me out for a good 3 days. But take care of yourselves, hydrate, be kind to one another, because the world is a tough place right now for a lot of people. And we gotta be the best kind of slime that we we can. I want to be the slime that I would like to meet. So yeah, thank you all for joining me. I've been your local cat slime, Ceylon Cross. Wishing y'all a good rest of your day. And bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.